G'day guys, how are you going? Skypilot here. Welcome to my channel. A bit of a repair video today, in case anybody out there has got the same trouble as me. This seems to happen to me a little bit. I haven't put it in its protective case and it's fallen over, and as you can see I have snapped one of the switches off. So what we're going to do today is quickly pull apart my T16S Max, and I'm going to put some new switches in so that I can use my SB switch again. They are quite fragile. Just a simple fall to the ground will actually make one of these snap off quite easily. Let's pull apart the Radiomaster, see what we need to do to put our switches in and get it back up and running again. Fairly straightforward. What you need to do first is to get these side covers off, which is just a simple case of pulling them off. They should lift up and come off quite easily without too much hassle. Okay, so with the sides off, you don't need to take these rear grips off. We can attack the back plate straight up. Undo the hex screw at the back here. There should be two of those at the top and two at the bottom. They're quite sturdy screws, so they're quite hard to get out. Once for the back and four off the rear, don't forget the two up the top here. Just be careful because the top two are different to the rear four, so you don't want to get them mixed up. So once you've taken out those 6 screws, you just give the rear a bit of a jiggle and it will carefully come apart like so. You may just want to disconnect your speaker wires if you want, just so that we don't pull on any components and snap them. While you're here, I would suggest you guys just check out your vibrating motor down here. It does tend to come loose, and if it comes loose, the haptic feedback that you get will feel really strange and you'll scratch your head and go, why is that feeling really odd? So the reason is this little motor down here, it does actually come loose. It almost looks like it's snapped in half, but it's not. It's just two separate little plastic holders that hold it in, so make sure those two screws are nice and tight, otherwise your motor will vibrate off and cause you some trouble. Okay, so we have access to our switches now at the back here. Now it's simply a matter of removing the switches, which will mean we'll need to carefully cut this cable tie, and this is the plug we need to remove. SE and SF are connected, so you cannot just remove the one, so that's news to me. Rightio. Okay, let's try and remove it without taking out the SF and SE switches. Okay, are we going to be lucky? That is the question. And it looks like it might just come out. Yep, I have loosened off the SF and SE, so it has actually just come out without too much trouble. That's really good. The factory OEM replacement, as I said before guys, link down below. Let's crack it open and see what we get in the parcel. An identical switch, which is perfect, built for the Radiomaster. So let's put them back in and put it back together. Hopefully this is going to go in as well as it came out. A little bit of jiggling and operation successful. Let's just quickly, we're holding it back there, just nip these up slightly. We'll come back to them shortly. Just make sure everything is in place correctly. Don't forget to plug your connectors in again to the right spot, of course. Don't forget to put your new cable tie around just to get everything nicely bunched up. While we're here, just quickly assess all the other wires and components, make sure everything's looking good. Not forgetting our speaker wires. Okay, let's reassemble and test it out. Reassemble, simply just carefully drop the rear into place. So you just sit that carefully into position. So we'll just put those two hex screws in first up the top here. And then put your 4 rear screws in and do them up. Now very carefully tighten up your switches. I'll just put a screwdriver on the side there and just very carefully, so you don't scratch or damage it, just give it a gentle twist. It doesn't need to be super duper tight, just give it a gentle turn until you can feel it take up slack. On with the rubber boots. And last but not least, our leather grips for the sides, and we are just about done. Let's power it up and make sure everything's good. Make sure all is well.
Welcome to OpenTX. Disarmed Acro. Armed, disarmed, armed, disarmed. Angle, horizon, Acro. Return to home.
Excellent. Success. My SB I wasn't using at the moment, so nothing's going to be activated with that. However,
return to home.
I've got my GPS return to home working.
Oops. Turtle mode.
Turtle mode.
Turtle mode. Oops.
And my buzzer.
Timer reset.
And my timer reset. Excellent.
Return to home.
A fairly short, sharp, simple video showing you guys how to pull apart the TX16S Max or similar, or probably a similar process with any radio should you happen to have a problem and break one of your switches. And just a quick heads up, I'm going to be uploading a video very shortly just showing you how you can add a really cool Lua script, which is a GPS fix on your screen here of your Radio Master. So what that will enable me to do is all my GPS return to home quads, I'll be using this model here, which is pretty cool because it not only shows you your GPS coordinates, how many GPS satellites you've got fixed at the time, your return to home location, your distance from home, etc. But it also shows you your longitude and latitude coordinates, which is really nice and easy to see should you have a fail-safe or a drop, so you can go and find your quad. And another really cool feature about this is when you have hooked up your GPS and you have reached the minimum required satellites, if you have for a lot of my return to home satellites, which is 6, this will actually voice over, like it talks to you with many functions, it will voice over satellites, minimum satellites reach, which is really cool. So if you're interested in that, yeah, smash on that bell and keep an eye out for that video coming up very soon. My work here is done. Thanks very much. Good to see you. Nice, simple little repair job. See you next time. Bye for now.